Welcome back to another episode of the House Husband Diaries. As always, I am your host, Carter C. I got my puppy here sleeping. And we're on the series called Old Dogs, New Tricks because I don't believe we're ever too old to learn new things. And today's episode is about learning a foreign language. And for me, in my 30s, I am trying to pick up German. My wife is from Germany. Her whole family, is German. And other than her immediate family, all of the grandparents and cousins and uncle and aunt and stuff live in Germany. So every other year or so, we try to make a trip over to Germany. And, the family, some of them speak English, some of them don't, varying degrees or levels of acumen in speaking English. And I've told her for a long time, we've been together for a decade or so, and I've told her the whole time that I'm trying to learn German, and I'm so bad at languages. I don't know how you are. My wife's phenomenal at languages. She can go somewhere and study it for a little bit, and she wouldn't like me bragging about her on this video. But I definitely think there's certain people that have different gifts, and some people are inclined to pick up languages faster than others, and some people aren't. I'm one of those that doesn't pick it up overly quickly, but I also don't really like foreign languages. Other languages I didn't really like English, right? I don't like language. I don't like how they teach it. I don't know. Math came easier to me. Science came easier to me. Language, for whatever reason, has just never really, just never really interested me. So I've never really focused on it or, tried to really, I don't know, just invest a whole lot of time. And so I think what's really interesting is now that we're kind of getting settled. She's done with all of her medical training, and we're not moving all the time because of med school ending and residency and fellowship and all of that stuff. I bought probably like 2 months ago. I bought this little thing, a little label maker, and the idea was to, or it still is to make labels on all the different household items and make the labels in German. And that way I can learn, the vocab necessary. My father-in-law has told me that about 2,000 words is sort of the minimum before you start to, or 2,000 words in your vocabulary is when you start to kind of be able to, or have the opportunity, or the requisite number of words available to you to be able to start speaking more fluently. So I've tried Duolingo on my phone. I've done different things. Duolingo was fine. It's gotten worse. As it gets harder, you make more mistakes, and then you lose points, and you have to pay. And I think I get it. Everybody has to make money, but I'm not trying to pay like a ton of money when there's a lot of free stuff out there. But then I just forget about it because it's hard, and it should be easy, right? Like working out 10 or 15 minutes a day, 20, 30 minutes a day. Working on foreign language 10 or 15, 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day. Like all of those things should fit nicely into my life, right? I'm finding enough time to record videos and share my life. So I should be able to say, hey, like just buckle down and spend 10 or 15 minutes. But I'm too lazy. I don't like to do it. I'll go in spurts. I'll go in spurts for like 2 months and do some stuff. I haven't in like a year. And so my German's much worse than it was. And so I'm hoping that being able to put a bunch of labels around, it's not like I have to set aside time to learn at least household vocabulary. It should be in my face, and whenever I look, I'll just see it, and then I can recall it. I'm more of a visual learner anyway, And so it's not like I have to study on paper and go, okay, this word is, chair, and this word is door, and this word is whatever. And it's like I'll just see it posted on the door, and I'll know that's what the German word is. And if I need it, oh yeah, like I've seen it enough times. That's the hope anyway, right? It may turn out that once I get it all up and everything's labeled, then I'll just ignore everything because I see it and I won't really read it. But who knows? So I think that's one of my goals. So you guys in the comments can hold me accountable. Maybe I'll start trying to do, a little German here and there, and stay up on it. Like I said in a previous video, when I changed this set, that game right there, Disciples von Catan, the German game. I try to play it in German with my in-laws and sister-in-law, since they have the German game, and then try to ask. We played it in Germany this past summer, and then trying to ask in German, for certain resources and stuff, and then trying. Of course, I've forgotten it. We played another game while we were in Germany for about 3 weeks back in I think July/August, and like super great. If you've never been, when we go to Germany, it's a lot different because we stay with family and get home cooked meals, and so it's very different from other traveling. But we had to play this game. It's kind of like Yahtzee. They call it Knuden. Anyway, that was fun because I got to work on my numbers, and I was playing with people that didn't speak English, and so super fun. But it's not really like a long video. It's just one of those things that it's something that I want to do. Not like super high priority, or I would spend a lot more time on it. But it is something that I feel like I'm nearing the end of my 30s, right? And so as I look into my 40s, I probably just need to put a goal down and say, hey, by 43 or something, you need to be conversational and work towards that, and then just put it on the to-do list and do it every day a little bit, kind of like working out and getting back in shape. But maybe I should do a video on the lack of discipline. But hey, that's how you become a house husband, right? So there's not a whole lot on this video other than being an old dog and learning a new trick. Learning a foreign language is something that when we travel, it's really neat. My wife can speak several languages, and so if we're traveling in Spain or France, and obviously Germany, she's able to pick up on a lot of stuff or help with navigation. And I would say too, like I took enough Spanish in high school, and I've traveled enough in some Spanish-speaking countries that I can get by. Like I have like just brutal Spanish, but it's passable for the the basics. I haven't used it a lot in a long time, so the hope is to move German past my Spanish. But then I would say one thing though is really frustrating when you're learning another language and you have some language already, like some vocab already in the back of your mind. So when I was in Germany, I was trying to think of the German word to speak to family and friends over there. I would think of the Spanish word and not the German word. And then I couldn't remember the German word. And it made me so mad because I was like, I know how to say it in English. I know kind of how to say it in German. And yet I could say it in Spanish, but I wasn't in a Spanish-speaking country. I needed to know how to say it in Spanish or in German. And it just was, I was like, I don't even know how people keep, 3 or 4 or 5 different languages straight in their brain. It was so frustrating. So old dog, new tricks. You can hold me accountable, but that's one of the things that I hope to do over the next couple of years is really work on the German vocabulary and start to use it a little bit more. And I will say, as an aside too, just for family stuff, like my mother-in-law is like, tells my wife, why don't you just speak German to him at the house and, work on it that way? And my wife's way too impatient. She's like, why would I speak German when I speak English? So, like, there's just no sense. So, anyway, if you're trying to learn the foreign language, if you are trying to learn German or want to help learn German, put it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what you're learning. If you're an old dog or a young dog or a cat, if you're a cat lover, you don't like dogs. But anyway, hope you're having a great day, and we'll hit you on the next episode.